So welcome again, if anybody's hopping in here. Okay, we're being simple today, you guys. And Colleen, you're probably an expert at this. Come on, you've been here. You're in the Elevate group. Probably an expert. But this is what we're going to do today. Two things. And this totally just was reiterated to me about, with these guys, about 25 minutes ago. When I got a phone call from one of my past sellers who I have on the system that I'll remind you about. So I'll tell you about that as well. So you meet a buyer, you meet a seller, what do you do with them? Okay, right away, the very first thing that you have to do something with them, right? When you meet somebody at an open house, when you meet them, just phone call, they do a sign call. If they were looking at a property that you had listed, they don't have an agent, they don't have anybody representing them, but the house that you showed them, they're not interested in, then what do you do? So we'll kind of go through some of those things. You always want to do something with someone. And the only time you don't do something with them is if they say, I do have an agent that I'm working with. Then you back off. Other than that, you're going to do something with them. Okay? So let's start with our buyers. So if you're in the Elevate group, you get this very in-depth from me. But you are going to put your buyers on a search, okay? So if they are actively looking or going to be looking to buy in the next year, 6 months to a year, I'd probably cap it at a year, but 6 months to a year, and let me give you a couple different options here. So you got a buyer who's really hot and heavy, ready to buy something soon, then you're definitely going to be putting them on a search now, going through the list of 20 questions that I teach you in Elevate for what it is that they're looking for, how to start creating a relationship with them, and then you want to put them on a search. Now, where do you put them on a search? I will tell you my preference. So my preference is to put them on a search within my MLS, okay? Our MLS has an option. It's super easy to be able to go in and put them on I can actually pull it up, to put them on a quick search for very little amount of information. So you're going to want to know, so take note of this, you want to know just what square footage minimum, okay, unless they're real specific about a maximum square footage, you don't need to put a maximum, okay, little bits of information. So the minimum amount of square footage, if they tell you 1,400, you're going to put it at 1,250. You're always going to go outside the parameters of whatever they tell you because they don't always know what they really want. Or they could find something, even if they said I wanted 2,500 square feet, you could put them on a search for 2,000 or 2,200 square feet because they could find a beautiful home for 2,200 square feet that really fits their needs and has a great layout so it has less wasted space. So it feels like 2,500 square feet. Right? And that's how I explain it to them when I say, okay, I'm gonna get you on the search, but I'm going to put you at this square footage because of those reasons. Okay? The next thing is, and somebody just asked a question, so I'm going to jump, because I do that, I jump. Do I know how to reduce the notifications on the MLS? You have someone opted out today because it was too much. So you should have an option within your MLS, and I would just call your MLS if you can't figure it out. I have an option in mine where we can do it weekly, we can do it monthly, we can do it daily, we can do it immediately. So you can do it daily and pick a time of day. So definitely ask your client how often they would like to receive the notifications. If they're planning on moving like soon and they want to see what comes on the market right away, you want it to be immediately. Okay? And then the trick is copy yourself. Blind copy yourself on it. You want to know what they're looking at. If they get an email and it says, there's this house up for sale, blah, blah, blah. If you don't know what they're looking at, they text you and they say, thanks for sending me that house. I want to go look at it. You don't know what they're talking about, right? Yeah, if you don't see that option, I just call your MLS. I'm sure they've got the option. So there's that. So your bedrooms, your bathrooms, your square footage, and your lot size or land size, if that's a thing for them. And on all of those, except for your bedrooms and bathrooms, those are usually pretty absolute. But for the other things, you're going to want to be just outside the parameters of what they're actually asking you for. Okay? Why? Why is this important? It is important because if you are too far in the parameters of what they say and they can't find what they're looking for, they always will get back on Zillow, get back on Realtor.com. They're going to start fishing for more properties because they think that you're not finding what they're looking for. Always. Then you lose the client. So that's part of client retention. Just because they tell you 1,500 square feet, you're going to put 1,350. You're going to disclose that to them, let them know why, in case there's some amazing deal that comes up. But you're going to be outside their parameters. It's better to be outside than to be inside and miss a really great deal or a beautiful home that they know, that you know that they would love. Okay? I put them on my MLS search specifically because our website, like our brokerage website, oh heavens, Jackie, I'm so sorry. So our brokerage website is delayed. And in a market that's fast, you can't have delay. You can't wait. If there's a really great house at a really great price that comes on the market, you don't want to look dumb because you didn't send them the information fast enough, right? You don't want them to see it on Zillow before you send it to them in an email. So just be cautious for whichever program you're using to how quickly it updates the clients and test it. Put yourself on a search. When a new house hits the market or when you list something, you know exactly when you list it. See when it hits your email as a notification. Okay? Really, really important. So when do we put them on a search, or how can we broach that subject, I guess, approach that subject? So anytime you are with anyone who's unrepresented, I'll give you a good example. A phone call today came through showing this lady a house that I just put up for sale. She's cash buyer, blah, 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 whatever. My throat's so dry. So she's a cash buyer. So she wants to see this house. She thinks she wants it, right? If we want it, we're going to buy it right now, whatever. I heard that a lot. And they go look at it and they don't want it. So we're going to go view the house today. She gets there early, calls me, and she says, we just did a drive-by. We're out here right now, hour early, and we're not interested. So I could say, okay, great. Have a good day, which is actually what I said because I wasn't in the mood. But what I usually would say, and what you should say when you're trying to find new business, is, okay, that didn't work for you. What did you not like about it? Okay, if you didn't like that about it, there's this other house over here I could take you to see. Are you interested in looking at that? I know this lady didn't have an agent, so it would be easy for me to divert her then to something that she does like and take her to see a different property. Don't just let it go, right? If you have somebody looking for something, you need to do something with them. And then if she says, no, I'm not interested in that one, then you say, all right, well, would it be okay if I sent you an email with all of the listings that are on the market right now? And then it will update. As soon as there's something new that comes on the market, you'll receive an email. And then I receive the same email, so I can see what you're looking for and what's out there, and we can be really quick to get out and find you a good deal. They usually never say no, ever. The only reason I didn't say that to her today is because I'm tired and I have a whole lot of clients I'm dealing with right now. So I don't want more business, right? But it's an opportunity. That's almost my, that's my problem. It's a personal problem. My personal problem is I can't help myself. We drive past a for sale by owner. I can't help myself. I want to call him. If somebody calls on a property, I can't help myself. I want to pick him up as a buyer. But you do that over and over, which is what I'm teaching you to do. But that's why I'm teaching you to do it, because it will compound, and then you will just continue to start rolling in more and more business. Add in the really great follow-up we talk about, and all those people keep coming back to you, and then you have a booming, thriving real estate business. That's it. Rinse and repeat over and over again. That's all you do. Okay? So anybody have any questions about search? You can say, like, same thing. You meet somebody at an open house. They come through the open house. They don't like the house. Great. What do you not like about the house? Don't try to beat it into them that they should like the house. If they didn't like the house, fine. What do you not like about the house? And then you should know what's in the market currently, so then you can give them another suggestion. there's something else you could take them to show them, right? Or just ask if you could put them on a search. And I don't say it in those words, can I put you on a search, right? I just say I have a really awesome way I can be able to get your information. We can put in the parameters for what you're looking for. And then within those parameters, everything that comes on the market, the second it comes on the market, it will go straight to your email. You will be the first to know, faster than Zillow, faster than Realtor.com. By the way, it's only faster by probably like a minute or 5, right? But it doesn't matter. Still faster. Faster than all those places. You're going to receive the information so we can be able to jump and run if you find something that you love. It gets them excited, right? Can you kind of tell? Like when you talk to somebody like that, it gets them excited to look for houses. And it also gets them excited because it's like you hold the keys to the kingdom. That's what it sounds like, right? Does it sound like I know like what's all going to be out there? Like that's what it is. You're telling them like, oh, this one's not it. Well, there's this one or this one or this one, which says to them, this person knows what they're talking about. That's all that says. Same with the search. It just says, you know what you're talking about. You got a handle on it. And they feel like you're in the driver's seat and you're chauffeuring them around, and they feel comfortable and taken care of and like you're going to be able to get the job done. That's what all of this does for their confidence in you. Okay? So that's the search. That's all I do with my buyers. You guys, all of it. So exciting, isn't it? And you do that over and over, and then you just sell a bunch of houses. Okay. Any questions on buyers? Any problems? Anything? Proof of life. Alexis. Oh, she's connecting to audio again. Okay. Next, we have our sellers. Okay. So what do we do with our sellers? So until now, all we've been able to do, well, until 6 months ago, all we've been able to do with our sellers is keep in touch with them via email or keep in touch by sending them a present or something in the mail, right? That's all we've usually done up until about 6 months ago. Then they came out with the HomeBot program. And this is what I'm going to tell you right now. Phone call I got last night from a past client who I have on this program. HomeBot.ai is the site. And I get a phone call from my client, past client. I think I sold her house probably 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I call her my tattoo lady. I don't have any tattoos, which is funny, but she owns a tattoo shop. So I just always call her my tattoo lady. And then my trainer looked at me today and she's like, you don't have tattoos. And I'm like, no, but she is my tattoo lady. She owns a tattoo shop. Anyway, awesome lady. But she calls me on a property that she wants to go look at, which we will be doing this evening. And she said, well, if the value of my home is anywhere near what you sent me, then I will be able to pay cash, sell it and pay cash for this other one. And that instigated right there the thought for her to sell and go repurchase. If I had not been sending her that information, she would have no clue what the value of her house was, right? Unless she's out trying to look at estimates, which aren't correct anyway. And she'd have no clue. So that really wouldn't entice her to want to sell to go buy somewhere else. But because the prices are so high, she knows that now. And I've been sending her that email for the last 6 months. So now she's like, okay, now it's time. And it's true, she calls. And okay, so let's start at the beginning really quick. And I know some of you, let's get a shout out in the chat of who has got their clients on HomeBot and who does not. Okay, so Colleen got hers on HomeBot. Anybody else? I'm going to share my screen. Maria, no. Okay, and guess what, guys? You got one client. Put your one client on HomeBot. I believe it's under 25 clients. It's free anyway. So why not? Right? Okay. So this program is cheap. It's awesome. I will, again, in the notes, I will put the 10% off that you can get if you have not signed up for it yet, and the contact information for the guy that is very helpful in setting it up and uploading your contacts, okay? That I don't even mess, but look at this. We've got a 67% open rate this month. That is huge for people to open their email. They have an option in some of the CRMs where when you input your client's information, you can check a box that says add to HomeBot when you have homeowners information, and it will automatically put them into your program. You can link them together. So that actually is in our MLS. You can do that. The reason why HomeBot's so awesome is because it provides value. It provides actual information. So you're not just sending your client an email that says, make sure that you clean under your bed this month, make sure you dust your blinds, right? Which nobody really wants to hear. People want to know the goods. They want to know what's going on in the market. They want to know what their property's worth. So it's a really great avenue for you to stay in front of your client. So HomeBot all the way. Okay, every single past seller. This is not for buyers. This is not for buyers at all. It's just for sellers. They have to own a property. They could be in the market to buy, yes, but it is for property owners. You have to have a physical address that they own in order to be able to sign them up for it. Okay, so Marcia, is that right? And you don't have a speaker today. So you're saying that Better Homes and Gardens has the option on the CRM. Is that option the actual HomeBot, or they have a type of option like it? So you have to answer me on that one. So there's been some valuation models, which is what this is, out there before, but those valuation models have not been as appealing and user-friendly. That's one of the reasons why like Zillow got so popular, is because it was very user-friendly. It was a lot more user-friendly and visually appealing than what Realtor.com was. So a lot more people would go to Zillow. Their app was more user-friendly, right? Like people like that nice interface. So HomeBot has a really great interface for the clients. It's very simple. It gives them the information detailed very easily. And then it only sends them an email once a month. So it is not spam. It's not overkill. And really, you're warming up any of your past clients to possibly selling. That's what it is. So you use it for your past clients. The other thing that you use it for is potential sellers. So if you meet someone, let's say at an open house, they are interested in possibly selling, but they think they're not going to want to sell for 6 months. Okay, they were just perusing. They saw there was an open house sign, so they thought they'd stop by and see what it looked like. Great. So you can then pitch to them that you have this awesome program that once a month can be able to give them the value, approximate value of their home, right? What's going on in the market. They can be able to see the trend of the value of the home, what their current interest rate is, and what the interest rates are doing. That's really the main items that people care about and that they always are looking for information on. So if you give them that, that's what it will provide. And if you would like, you could be able to add them to, I tell them, even though it doesn't cost very much, I already pay for this. So you can be able to take advantage of the service if you would like. Any of my clients can. So if you would like, I can be able to put you on that program. And you can just get an email once a month, and it can update you with the value of your home. And then when you get closer to being ready, right, you have some ideas as you go along what's going to go on in the market. Because we're seeing changes, and we're going to continue to see changes. Then they're like, oh, yeah, why not? It's an email once a month. The only people that say no are the people that hate giving out their email because they think the government's going to, come find them. I mean, there's the people that don't like sharing their email, and they freak out if you have their email or gave it to somebody. Right? Everybody else says, great, here's my email. Well, the awesome thing is if you can meet, I'd make a goal, right? You meet 10 people. Find 10 people to be able to put on your HomeBot program. You want to know how much progress you can make in potential sellers and future selling just by adding people to the HomeBot program? It's huge. So if you don't have a bunch of past sellers to put on this, I would look for future sellers. And even if, just an idea, but farm your neighborhood. Farm your neighborhood. And if you're going to take something like to drop off at somebody's house, or you can send a letter, or there's a few different things that you could do, right? But it's going to be better like a face-to-face so that you can get an answer from somebody instead of just sending them something to read, because they're not probably going to respond to you at that point. So a face-to-face would be better. So give them some information. Put it on the back of your business card that I can provide your home value for you once a month, right? I mean, something simple like that gives you a lead in to be able to get their email and contact and address information, which is gold. And then you can be able to put that into the program. And then it's a set it and forget it. Right? When they say that for like Instapots or Crockpots, something like that, it's a set it and forget it. You put them all in the program. I haven't talked to that client. I mean, I've sent her stuff, but I haven't talked to my tattoo client for, I don't know, probably a year or more. She hasn't called for anything. So I haven't talked to her for a long time, and then she just shoots me a text randomly and says, hey, there's this house, let's go. Well, here we go. She wants to go buy a $500,000 house. Hers is worth about $750,000 now. So we're over $1 million in sales just from that, just from the follow-up. That's it. So very simple. Don't overcomplicate it. You got two options. You have buyers and sellers. You got two places to put them. That's all you have to do. Over and over and over and over again. And then what will happen is the more times you do it, the more people that you get on both of those programs, on the search and on the HomeBot, right? The more people that you get on there, someone shakes loose. That's what happens. Somebody shakes loose, somebody's ready to do something. So that's the name of the game. That's all you have to do. Rinse and repeat. That's it. Simple, simple. You know, you get into where do you find people, and like, you know, which we just had talked about some ideas for where to find people. You're always great to find people at open houses, really, because those are people looking for homes. I would do an open house any day as opposed to cold calling. Any day, because those people are looking for a property. They're active buyers, right? You want to find the people that are actively doing something or looking for something. That's what you want to do. The other, I mean, you could take the HomeBot program. You could use that for anybody, like to get in front of anybody. Say it's a for sale by owner. Say they're trying to for sale by owner and the house hasn't sold yet and they still want a for sale by owner. You could give them the pitch of, hey, I could put you on this program so you can at least see what's going on in the market. And if you're trending downward or if we're trending upward, to give you an idea of what's going on. Would you like that? You're not saying, can I sell your house for you? You're saying, can I provide some value to you? And in exchange, right, you get their email, phone number, address. You get that put in your system. You know, the one night at 9 p.m. on Friday when they're frustrated because they keep getting so many phone calls but nobody's buying their house, guess who they're going to call? They're going to call the email that they just got. They're going to call the person that just provided information to them. That's who they call. So figure out how to get in front of people. And I would challenge you to add every week, right? Maybe a stiff challenge, but I would shoot for 10 each. I'd shoot for 10 buyers. I'd shoot for 10 sellers. Figure out how to add at least 10 every single week into your pipeline. And if you can find a way to do that, you give it just a little bit of time, right? Those people start to shake loose. And then you'll start getting just busy and busy and busier. For sure. Does this help anybody? Yeah? Everybody's got their face off today. Dana, what's going on? You got your face off today too. Are we in our pajamas? It's 2:30. Just kidding. I want to be in my pajamas. Oh, Maria's got her face on now. See? Come on, people. We don't care. Oh, Alexis has got her face on now, too. Why do we all hide? I'm just curious. Why do we hide?
You know, it's late Friday afternoon. I'm about ready to put my pajamas on, just being honest.
Right? I know. I know. No makeup. Dana,
Maria, you're at the beach. Actually, looking at the screen, I just realized right now I forgot to put my makeup on.
That's okay. It is
I wish I was at the beach.
I don't have makeup on either. I did a chemical peel and I can't put anything on my face and I'm peeling. And I've been showing houses like that all week and I look like I've got a disease. So whatever, right? Whatever. Does anybody have any questions though? Or like successes of things that have worked for you? Things that you're struggling with?
So Lisa, I use the HomeBot. I only have a handful of people on right now. I only have two past clients. But I'm wondering, so in the first like 6 months of the year, I had been on a program that my mentor had paid for, and I have seller leads that didn't necessarily go anywhere. Would it be appropriate to send them an email and say, hey, I'd like to share this with you,
Yep.
even though they weren't responsive in other ways?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are they going to say? No?
Right. And then would you just automatically send it? Because I did it with one person and he has opened it, but I didn't know if that was like going to be like spamming them or something, you know.
What I said was, and let me see if I can find it so that I can, here we go. Let me screen share really quick. Oh gosh, because I'm challenged today. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's why I send this email out every time, because it does say that I will be sending you a monthly email with your home valuation, right? So it says, if you don't want it, I think I said it on here somewhere.
Yeah, that you can opt out of it. And that's basically what I've used as well. I tweaked it a little bit to my own.
Yep. Yeah, because then you're saying, hey, I am going to put you on this. Feel free to opt out if you don't like it. This is the value that it provides. That's all you have to say. I'll post this, you guys, in the replay as well, so that you have it. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's simple, and most people won't say no to it. Where they're going to get mad is if you don't tell them that you're sending them something, and then you randomly put on email. That's when they get mad.
And I've been added to HomeBot by 3 lenders.
Yeah.
I only know one of them.
Yeah, stop. It's like, stop putting you on stuff. And you know what? You may have not you may not be opposed to it, like for me anyway, right? If somebody puts me on something, I wouldn't be opposed to it if they disclaimed to me first or asked me about it, so that they kind of got your permission instead of just stealing your email from you and using it to their own benefit. That doesn't really flatter me. So that's the one thing that, to make the system work, to make the HomeBot work, you have got to send that email out very first before you put them all on the program. Always.
But what if they don't respond?
It's okay. If they don't respond, it means that they're not opting out.
Okay.
Right? So you just send the email out, and then the next day, whatever, you can sign them up for the HomeBot, upload them into the HomeBot, and then they can unsubscribe if they end up unsubscribing. I don't know if I had any people unsubscribe.
It does. It's like at the bottom of the screen. It's easy to, I think you have to get it, like when you check your, because I have myself on it, and I believe it's like when you first click on it, you scroll down and it says unsubscribe. It's pretty easy to opt out.
So it shows you the less active, but look at this. I've got 11 clients out of all those who are not opening emails as often. 11. That's it. 11 out of what, 100 and whatever I had on there? 200.
Well, and you guys, I'll say too, like one of the guys that I put on it's this one that I'm now going to list their house next week. And he was like, fine, go ahead and put me on it. And it's not accurate. It's still really low.
Yep.
But he was like, we can get more, right? I was like, yeah, that's why the conversation is important to have too. And to put in, and I said, that's why in the email, I said, this is not going to be accurate. If you really want to know the truth, then you need a realtor to do the work for you.
Yeah.
And then I did that, and now I'm listing the house. So
And that's what starts the conversation. See? So
Yeah.
that lead came off of HomeBot then.
Well, it was part of
Help push them over.
it helped to push it. Yeah, it got me in their house. And that was just a new friend that is kind of like tossing around the idea of, I wonder what my house is really worth. So that too, like I was thinking about just reaching out to people I know.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, you know, I've been using this. I don't know. I know you're not planning on moving, but it's kind of cool just to know to keep an eye on things. You want me to put you on it and just be casual about it.
Yep, that's a good idea. You could do that to anybody, like anybody that your sphere. You know how they tell you to like mail out your sphere, call everybody in your sphere, right? But you're going to call them and say what? I hate when they say that because it's like, what are you going to call and say? Are you interested in selling your house? Well, when people are interested in selling their house, they usually reach out to someone. You're not going to ever push anyone over the edge to sell their house just by calling them, by cold calling them, if that wasn't their plan to start with, right? But yeah, call every single one of your friends, everybody you know, everybody's email that you have, and let them know you can be able to put them on this program if they're interested. Then they can keep an eye on the market. It is a very everyone does not know yet, right? I mean, there's a lot of people who haven't even heard of it yet. It is a very good tool that can be utilized. I mean, it's simple. Simple. It's a game changer when it comes to selling and finding listings. It really is a big game changer. So it costs you a lot less than other like forms of follow up as well. But it's just so interactive. It just works really well. Very interactive for the clients. So, yeah, so 10 each, 10 buyers, 10 sellers. If you can be heavier on the sellers, great. I'd shoot for 20 as a combo. It's harder to find buyers to talk to, right, that are interested in selling unless you're going to get out and do an open house or you've got some leads that come in or anything like that. But shoot for 20 total in a week. You could find 20 friends. You could find 20 neighbors, and then you just keep reaching out. And it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like the red truck theory, right? If you bought a red truck, all of a sudden you start noticing all the red trucks around town, where before you never noticed any red trucks. If you are looking for it, you will find it. So if you're looking for 20 people to put on the HomeBot program or into the search, you'll find them because you're looking. That's what the big thing is. So, and with that, I get to drive a round trip 5.5 hours today to go show a couple properties. I'm so excited. Just kidding.
Sounds fun.
Oh, it's my lender. She wanted to see a property, but it's 2.5 hours away. So, you know, you do
Well,
it.
I hope
As long
you'll
as
have a
you have-
nice drink when you get back.
By what?
Have a nice drink when you get back.
Oh, I might be in my pajamas on my way. I'm thinking stretchy pants, maybe some stretchy pants in the car.
There you go.
So awesome. All right, guys. Where are you at, Maria? What state are you in?
Colorado.
Colorado. Can Alexis?
I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay. Jessica's Wisconsin. Marcia, Illinois. Dana, Washington. I'm making that up. Tell me where you're at again. Illinois. Oh, we got 2 Illinois people. Look at that. Representing from Illinois today. Awesome. Okay, next time, makeup. We don't care what you look like. Really?
Jessica, where in Wisconsin are you from? I'm from there, but I live in Nevada now. But I'm always curious to know and connect with people.
Yeah,
Westby. It's south of La Crosse.
Yeah,
If you're familiar.
I've heard of it. I was actually just through La Crosse like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were there for a week to visit.
really?
So cool.
Wow. Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, guys. So heads up, you are going to start, if you're in my emails, by the way, you probably got an email today. You're going to start receiving some information. I'm going to be having some changes coming up here soon. I am onboarding the next 30 people into Elevate. So we have about a really good handful of like 36 of us right now, 36, 41 of us in there right now. I'm ready for the next 30 that we're going to put in there. And then get set up on the leads and the training. We train once a week. We've got our own private group, so it gets a little bit more in depth in regards to like specific transaction questions, that sort of thing. The price is going up after September 1st. So the program grew and grew and grew, and it's $9.97, and that gets you in for an entire year with all of the 12 modules of training, plus weekly coaching, plus leads, plus a planner. It's going to be $16.97 after September 1st. Colleen wanted to say something about that.
You guys, if you are considering Elevate at all, and Lisa's not paying me to say this, I'll put out that disclaimer, but you guys, the group is so awesome. It has been super. So I'm a new agent. I got my license at the end of last year, and it took me, I was like, okay, when I make a sale, I'll pay for the class, and I did, but it is so worth it. So like, however you can do it, if you're thinking at all, and if you're not thinking about it, you should think about it. Like it's so good. And when Lisa's not available, somebody else knows something too. Like, and we're just connecting. Like I met Lisa, she was in my area, like what, 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. And then I'm actually going to California next week, and one of the other agents from the group is going to be there. And we're like, hey, let's meet up. Cause you know, it's great to get to know each other from around the country too, and be able to refer to each other, because people are moving all the time. But she has so much great content, and there's always something to share and learn from each other. And it's super awesome. So that's my little note on it.
That's your experience. It is. It's an awesome group of people. That's for sure. So everybody's, yep. And Dana's in there too. It is. You guys they're just awesome. I can't say like enough good things about them. And it's funny because I had one person ask me about it, and they were little, what do I say? The first thing that they asked me when they asked about the program was, well, I only take leads over $350,000. And I was like, oh, I'm not for you. Sorry. Because that's not the way that we roll, right? Because we roll with helping people. We don't roll with just counting our numbers. Numbers are great, and we love high sales, and they come. But that's not why we do business, and that's not why you end up being successful, honestly. So anyway, so I just want to let you guys know, price will be changing starting in September. So we're taking the next 30 people, because that's a whole lot of work to get everybody all onboarded and then acclimated into the system. So, and that's the other thing too, for $9.97, one sale. Like if we can get you to learn to make one sale, you have paid for it plus made profit. I mean, that's pretty much it for an entire year, right? It's just once for the entire year. So, okay, well, have a really great weekend. Enjoy your pajamas. And you all deserve it. There's a new movie out tonight too. That's always fun. That new one with Hugh Jackman. I love Hugh Jackman. So I always love to go to a good movie. My treat is I'm not working tomorrow because I have to work so much tonight. I won't be home till probably 10 or 11. So I'm like, oh, I'm taking tomorrow. We're going to a movie. So anyway, guys, good to see you. Thanks for showing up at a different time today. And then I will catch you next week at the regular time. So, okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Welcome. Bye, guys.